So this video was meant to be me using my Fujifilm GFX you see here, and just taking some photos with it and just having a good time. But I soon realised, I got into just a realisation when using this camera how much I actually just don't really enjoy it now. And I made a video, a few weeks back, maybe a month ago at this point, about how I almost sold this camera, but then I realised that I didn't really want to because of sentimental reasons. But then I was like, the best thing for me would be to get a different camera, but I just didn't really want to. But now I am fully decided I am selling this camera. I do have someone that has been wanting to buy it for over a month now, but they have just not bought it for whatever reason. So yeah, this camera is going to be going as soon as possible, and I just want to make this not really like an update video, but just to keep you guys update on this saga. So I've basically been trying to lie to myself about how much I like this camera, because I've been saying, I've been reading these comments that have been left on my videos being like, oh, this camera is amazing and I love it, I've got one, and I sold mine and regretted it immediately, I bought another one. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, I'm going to be in the same boat as those people. But I think the only regret that I would have with selling this camera would actually be sentimental and not logistical and usability wise. I think I'd only regret selling this camera because it's helped me create an amazing body of work these past few years, and I used it on some really cool projects I've enjoyed throughout uni, and it's just been really beneficial for my channel. But when it comes to usability, I don't think I would regret selling this camera, because in this video, literally when I was out just an hour ago, I hated every moment of using this camera. I don't even know what I can pinpoint it down to. I just really don't enjoy using this camera anymore. I don't like the functionality. I don't mind the images, but I can get the exact same images on any other camera, and I'd probably have more fun doing it that way. And even the last time that I used this camera, when I took some photos of my friend Sadie, I just didn't enjoy the actually using the camera. And the images are okay, I don't mind them, but the actual usability, the whole time I was just thinking, I wish I had a different camera. And I've noticed that that has been something that I have thought every single time I have used this camera in probably a year now, actually, because even when I was shooting for my tattoo project, I was just thinking, I wish I had a different camera to do this project with, but I wanted the shallow depth of field, and I wanted the super high resolution, and I just wanted, that medium format look. But now I don't really do that look very often. I'm not sick of it, but I just want to create work that doesn't have that look. So that's why I was using the lens in this video, which is the 45mm f2.8 Mamiya lens that I've adapted onto it, which gives a 35mm f2 field of view, and I really like the look that this lens creates. I really like this lens, but just using this lens on this camera, or using this camera in general, or just any lens that I have for this camera, I don't enjoy the experience. And it's taking me a lot to actually admit this, which just sounds a bit stupid, but I feel so much pressure to like this camera from other people, and myself as well, because I'm trying to get myself to keep it just in case I regret selling it in the future. But like I said in my video where I spoke about how I almost sold it, I think I would regret selling this in the same way that I regretted selling my X Pro 3. And I regretted selling my X Pro 3 because I come to realise a while after that I really liked the camera and I really liked how it functioned, but it still took me quite a long time for me to even realise that I liked using that camera. Because for the majority of the time that I owned that camera, I didn't really use it how it was supposed to be used. And I think that's the same sort of thing with this GFX, is right now, and for the past year, I've not been using this camera the way it's supposed to be used. And I think, down the line, a year or two in the future, I may go, this project would be really good on a GFX because it works with the way the camera works best. But just like my X Pro 3, selling that was beneficial as it made me be able to do some other stuff. And I think that would be the exact same with this camera. It's selling this camera would be beneficial to me right now and, you know, the foreseeable future, because it's, you know, not in line with what I want to create. I don't enjoy using the camera anymore, and I just want a different experience overall. And that was my exact same thing with my X Pro 3. I wanted a different experience, I wanted a different camera, I just didn't really enjoy using it. But, you know, over time I've gone, hey, I kind of like this X Pro 3. And I would love to get an X Pro 3 again, but just for the sake of having one. And I think that would be the same as this GFX. I'd like to get one in the future, but just for the sake of having it. Not to actually like use it that much, but just to be able to be like, yeah, I'm going to use the GFX today, I'm going to use the X Pro 3 today. But yeah, I just wanted to make this quick video to basically say I'm kind of just done with this camera at this point. Like, I've been trying to convince myself that I need to keep it and that I like it, but every time that I've used it, in quite a long time actually, I've just not really enjoyed it too much. And I think you can actually see that when watching my videos from when I got the camera until now. Like, each video that I've made about this camera, it's been like positives and negatives. A lot of negatives, but I, you know, highlight the positives a lot. Negatives, just entirely negatives. Because over time, I have realized the flaws of this camera don't outweigh the pros for me, and that's just how it goes. And I recently had a comment saying that like one of someone's friends was in a similar situation where it's like they had a camera and they were just hopping from system to system to system because they didn't like the negatives of a camera and they couldn't find a workaround. But that's just not my case. I love Fujifilm. I've got Fujifilm here, Fujifilm here, I've got Fujifilm back on my shelf. I've owned multiple other Fujifilm cameras. I love the system. Personally, I think it's the best like menu system, and I really like the cameras. I like the camera's aesthetics, the lenses are good, everything's great. And I'm not hopping from system to system. I'm just now realizing that this camera isn't for me, and that's okay. That this just happens to people. It's happened with me with many cameras in the past, where I've gotten a camera thinking I'm really gonna like it, and I do for a while, and I slowly go, the negatives don't outweigh the pros. Or the pros don't outweigh the negatives even. If you can tell, I'm really tired, like I've just had a long day and I'm not in the mood to do anything. So yeah, this camera, this GFX, the one that has helped me, you know, reach a lot of people on YouTube and has helped me create some great work, and that I've loved using for, you know, a year and 8 months now, I think, or even maybe 9 months, is going to be put up on eBay. Someone does want to buy it, but they are taking way too long, and I just kind of want to get rid of it now. Oh, my dog barks because someone breathes in the vicinity of him. But yeah, I'm just gonna put this camera up on eBay and, you know, try and sell it for a reasonable price, because I do want to get another camera that I have in mind, and I don't really want to sell this camera at too much of a loss. Well, too much of a loss of that camera. I don't mind selling it for a little bit less than the camera that I want to get, so I can, you know, work my way up a little bit towards it. But, you know, hopefully it sells. If you're interested in buying this camera, drop me a message, drop me a comment, drop me a message on Instagram, do whatever, I don't mind. But yeah, see you in the next one. Goodbye.